Hi everyone, I am Selvashanti, Assistant Professor in Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Here we will discuss about reading and writing object using serialization. First of all, we discuss about what is serialization, what is deserializations, and how to read and write object using serialization. Serialization is a mechanism of converting the state of an object into a byte stream. Serialization means convert the object into the byte stream. Deserialization means the byte stream is converted again to the object. Serialization is platform independent. That means if we serialize an object using a byte stream and one platform can be easily deserialized on another platforms. Serializable interface. If we want to make class serializable, then it must be implement the serializable interface. This interface does not contain any methods or variables, but it gives a signal that the class what should be do. Deserialization is the reverse process of serialization, where the byte stream is used to recreate the actual Java object in memory. This mechanism is used to persist the object. Replace objects. Deserialization takes the byte stream and turn its back into the original object with the same state as before. Platform independent. Deserialization is also platform independent. Class must be available. When we deserialize an object, it is necessary that the class definition be present in the program. So this is the process of serialization. First, the object is converted into the byte stream that is stored in a file. During deserialization, that byte stream is all converted into the objects. So serialization process, final void, write object obj throws IO exception. In deserialization process, that is read object. Steps for reading and writing object using serializations. First, we have to implement the serializable interfaces. The class of any object we want to serialize must implement the java.io.serializable interface. The serializable is a marker interface. That means it has no methods to implement. It simply marks the class as the eligible for serialization. Here no methods defined inside this serialization interface. If a superclass is serializable, all its subclass also automatically serializable as well. Next one is define a serialized version UID. Serial version UID. Add a private static final long serial version UID field to your class. We have to define one serial version UID in our serialization class. This version number is used to verify that the sender and receiver of serialized object have compatible class definitions. If we change our class and serial version UID is different, a java.io.invalid class exception is thrown during the serialization. If our original serial version ID and we putting serial version ID is both are not same, means this exception occur. Mark field as transient. Use this transient keyword to exclude specific fields from the serialization process. This is useful for sensitive data, that means like passwords or temporary fields that do not need to be saved to the file. If we do not save any information into the file, means that should be excluded using this transient. Static fields are not part of an object state, so they are not serialized by default. This is the example for program for serialization. For serialization, we have to implement the serializable interface. That is done here by using the implements keyword. In this student class, we define one constructor that initializes the name and age of the student. In public class, the serialized demo, we create an object for serialization student class. During this object creations, the name of the student and the age will be initialized as John 21. We create an object for file output stream and object output stream. Using this object output stream, we call the method write object to write the object for serialization process. So after this, ser.scr file will be saved. After serialization, the object is serialized and saved to the student.scr file. Next, deserialization, that means reading object from the file. So here we use file input stream and object input stream. Using this, we can read the object from the file and do the deserialization. So after deserialization, we get the original information of the student, like name and age. So this is the output object. During serialization, the object is serialized and saved that details into the student.scr. That means in student.scr, the content should be the name and the age of the student should be in the byte stream. After serialization only, the information will look like this: name John and age 21. Thank you.